Hello everyone, this is Dante EX, your channel for games of hack and slash, and in this video I'm going to show you some hidden locations in Devil May Cry 3. But what do I mean by hidden? Basically, the game has a camera, and is always positioned or restricted, so you can only see certain things from certain distances. And in this video, I want to show you what you've never been able to see inside the game, such as hidden details in the environments, animations, and what appears during certain cutscenes. And I selected 5 areas to show you, something that will be practically exclusive to this channel. There is nothing like this type of Devil May Cry 3 content on YouTube. At most you can find something for Devil May Cry 5 stuff, but not with the depth I want to bring here. So leave a like down below and let's head to the first area. Here, inside the Devil May Cry, literally the first area of the game. Everything was tidy during the cutscene, and now it's a mess. And what secrets does this area hold? Dante tells Archon in that first cutscene to use the bathroom, but if Archon actually needed to do so, he would be out of luck because there's nothing in here. There's this other door here with nothing inside, and there are 2 things missing here in the Devil May Cry shop. I bet you never noticed, but I'll show you where they ended up in just a bit. First, let's see what it's like outside. Right here is the Mission 2 environment, but if we go over there to see how things look, it's all much simpler. Look at the cars, and to think they're already kinda ugly in Mission 2, but here they're even uglier. And what about the stairs here? Who wants to rent an apartment in this lovely and beautiful condo? You can also see the entrance to the Devil May Cry, but the real version, right? And there's nothing out front. Now, have you noticed what's missing here yet? I'll tell you right now. As soon as we finish killing all the enemies, a cutscene plays, and a Helllust steps on the Dante's pizza box. Well, where is the pizza box? It was on the table during the first cutscene too. Did it disappear? Nope. It's right here, behind the area, in a spot you were never supposed to see. But here at the Dante EX channel, you can. And there's one more thing that was on top of the table and vanished. Look closely at this shot. Did you notice? Where's Eva's portrait? This one is even weirder because I found it by complete accident. I was trying to look at the skybox and I saw a little smudge floating over there in the dark. Curiosity got the best of me, so I went over there to take a look, and what do you know? It's right here in this corner, only it's cut in half. Bizarre. Moving on to the next room of this video, in Mission 7. I consider this one of the most beautiful rooms in the game. First, a fun fact for you. There's a red orb stash up here on top of this pillar. Looking here at the beginning of the room, there are these candles. I thought they were 2D, like just a flat texture, but no, it's a very simple 3D model. What I really found beautiful were these wall paintings. I never noticed these in the angles that we can see. There are also these coffins. Down on the floor there are more coffins too. And inside this coffin here, is there anything? Nothing. But I was surprised that it's textured inside. I mean, it's a place we'd never get to see. Around the back, there are these candles. Well, there's a lot of candles. There's this ritual altar here, and for the first time, I noticed that this woman in the background is actually a mermaid. Are there mermaids in Devil May Cry series? Send your theories in the comments. On the other side, it's pretty much the same thing, except there's this huge hole in the wall. Had you guys noticed this before? I swear it's the first time I'm seeing this. What could make a hole this big in the wall? My theory is that it was Giga PD. You know when he keeps passing back and forth in Mission 4? Maybe at some point he passed through this room too. Outside the room, there's a lot of detail, multiple layers to create depth in the environment. And only after I stared a lot at these layers, I realized these are supposed to be the Temene Gru sky. You know, like how it appears at the start of the mission, only made in a much more rudimentary way. And here is the entire environment viewed from the outside. Now, I decided to show you some behind the scenes of a cutscene. Here I can pause at any moment, and I decided to start with this scene of Jester. A really weird pose, by the way. We can look around the environment, and to fly with the camera, everything stays paused, so the lava isn't moving. I think this room where we fight Beowulf is really beautiful. And up here, there's this green light, which is where Jester flies off to when the cutscene ends. Look at that, several floating chains. And on the outside, it looks almost like those houses we used to draw as kids. Even weirder, I found a piece of street out here. Why on earth did the devs put this here? I thought it might be another version of the floor inside, and maybe it is from before Beowulf arrives. I would have to check his cutscene at some point. Let's continue the scene. Pause again here. Where's Jester? Here he is. Look at this bizarre face. And if we pay close attention, he's floating. Dante, as we can see, isn't doing so great. Jester is over on the left side. Dante is aiming forward. Now Jester is back there, way up high, and Dante is still aiming forward. For anyone who wanted to see, this really is Mission 12. And after he disappears from the shot, where does Jester go? Here he is, still outside but frozen in this position, without moving. The only thing missing from his hand is that number 12 thing. But I made a discovery. When the mission started, I decided to check it out once more to see if that piece of street was going to replace the floor we're on, but nope. However, right where the patch of street used to be, looks where Jester's 12 went. Who'd have expected that? Since we explored one cutscene, let's do the same thing again, but this time with Virgil in mission 13. I paused here, and the first thing I had to do was adjust the field of view, otherwise I wouldn't be able to see anything properly. Now it actually looks like a place. I thought it was going to be silly looking at this room because it's so tiny and has almost nothing in it, but I made some pretty creepy discoveries. First, I'll prove that this is mission 13. As you can see, I wasn't lying, it is 13. Up top, there's that fallen angel statue. I don't remember if this has an official name, but that's what I call it. It looks like they all have expressions of pain, very spooky. But that's not even the creepiest thing in this cutscene. I tried raising the camera up higher to see what this area looks like from above, thinking maybe there's an invisible ceiling, but I found quite the opposite. These things started blocking the view, so I tried to get a better look at what it was, and that's bizarre. I've seen this cutscene so many times, but only now I did notice how terrifying these sitting statues are. The area outside. Inside here, I'll try to set up a cool angle for you guys to take a screenshot. Another discovery I made, Yamato has a sheath, right? Where's that yellow ribbon of hers that isn't on the ground? Well, it's because it's underneath the floor. Now, this next part might be a bit scary for some people. I let the cutscene play out a bit more to see how that puddle looks after Virgil sheds his blood. But instead, I stumbled upon the most terrifying scene in the franchise. I paused it here and started looking around. Look how creepy this is. Everything is red, like something out of Silent Hill, and the whole set is pitch black. They only left certain parts of the environment visible to give a feeling of emptiness, despair. The floor Virgil is standing on has completely vanished. I remember to tweak the FOV again, and now things look a little less ugly, but still, look how weird this ceiling is. Even more so if I rotate everything. I checked afterwards to see if the amulets would happen to show up hidden somewhere in the environment, but I think the two of them just vanished. And lastly, a beautiful but very tragic environment here in Mission 19. Right at the very beginning, there's this entire corrupted area of the underworld. There are several gravestones, many broken angel statues. To kick things off, I decided to pose Dante in a cool pose with Cerberus attacking the enemy, just to look cool for the video. Then I had a brilliant idea to start moving the camera up. I went all the way up until everything went dark. It won't look like it in the video, but it took a long time to reach the part that reveals the entire skybox. It's a very wide area, to convey that sense of depth. Here, near Dante's front, all the statues are fully modeled. But off in the background is just a bunch of PNGs of tombstones, columns, even the statues. From the angle you normally see, it looks really great, right? It feels like we're in a vast, almost infinite place. On the floor, there's this puddle of blood, and down here, another half-destroyed statue. It's the exact same statue from up there, except down here. And there's one more thing I decided to do. If you look straight up, the sky is basically the uncorrupted area, right? As if there's a normal world up top and the corrupted one down here. I think they reused this idea in DMC Devil May Cry, so I decided to turn the camera upside down. And boom! Now the environment looks way less creepy. By the way, do you know what song would fit right now? It's the perfect environment for it. So, did you enjoy this video? I hope so. I might make another video showing some other locations soon. If you enjoy this kind of work, give me suggestions of places you'd like to see down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This was Dante Black EX, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, jackpot!